Dive into the foggy nights of 1888 London, where a shadowy figure lurks, one that history knows as Jack the Ripper. In the bleak alleys of Whitechapel, our enigmatic friend Jack has managed to keep his identity a secret for over 135 years. Now that's what I call being a private individual. Theories about who he could have been are as plentiful as London's famous fog. Some say he was a royal prince, stepping out from his gilded cage to explore a dark side. Talk about a prince not so charming. Then, there's the theory of a local butcher, swapping lamb chops for something far more sinister. And let's not forget the theory that Jack might have been a Jill all along. But despite all the speculation, the truth of Jack's identity remains as elusive as a cat in the London fog. So whether you fancy the idea of a royal gone rogue or a butcher with a sinister side gig, the Ripper's identity remains a mystery. Next up, his infamous calling card. On to the grim and gory, Jack the Ripper's artwork, if you will. Our dear Jack was no Picasso, but he certainly had a knack for leaving a lasting impression. His victims were often found with their throats slashed from ear to ear, and that was just the start. Jack was known for his signature mutilations, often involving the removal of internal organs. A rather unsavory hobby, wouldn't you agree? Now I know what you're thinking. Surely with such surgical precision, Jack must have been a doctor or a butcher at least. Well, let's just say if Jack was a surgeon, his patient survival rate would be a steady 0. His operations were anything but clean. There was no care or caution, only a savage frenzy that ended in a grotesque tableau. Safe to say, Jack wouldn't have had a promising career in the medical field. Now let's delve into the victims that crossed paths with this notorious killer. Meet the canonical 5, Jack's most infamous victims. These were the ladies unfortunate enough to cross paths with our neighborhood man of mystery. First, we have Mary Ann Nichols, a laundress by trade who found herself out of work and out of luck. Then there's Annie Chapman, a hawker of crochet work, who might have met Jack while peddling her wares. Our third victim, Elizabeth Stride, was a former Swedish confectioner. Maybe Jack had a sweet tooth? And let's not forget Catherine Eddowes, who swapped her life as a tin plate worker for a more nocturnal occupation. Last but not least, we have Mary Jane Kelly, a lady of the night, and the youngest of the bunch. Was Jack looking for love in all the wrong places? From fruit sellers to seamstresses, Jack certainly didn't discriminate. But did you know he was also a pen pal? Imagine receiving a letter from, well, Jack the Ripper. Picture this, you're a Victorian-era police officer trudging through stacks of paperwork, and boom, a letter flamboyantly claiming to be from the most notorious murderer of your time. Talk about adding some spice to your day. Now, Jack here wasn't just any old serial killer. No, he had a flair for the dramatic, the audacious. His letters were theatrical performances put to paper, filled with grandiose claims and chilling promises. And let's not forget the penmanship, beautifully scripted, every word a work of art, a true testament to the saying, "The pen is mightier than the knife." In total, over 600 letters were received by the police, each claiming to be from our dear friend Jack. Most were dismissed as hoaxes, but a select few, well, they still spark debates among historians. Whether a master of murder or penmanship, Jack the Ripper certainly knew how to leave an impression. Remember, the next time you receive a letter, better hope it's not from the Ripper.